Hello everyone, my name is Gwen, also known as Earth Angel G, one of God's messengers, coming to you today with another Life Lessons video. And today, this video is speaking of being overcommitted and struggling. So I'm going to go to the video before I get into the meaning of it. And we're going to start with the house. On the house, you see windows. You see a big one and then you see a smaller one, the kitchen window. On the bigger window, there's this rat. And the message this rat is sending is that she has had a little person there right behind her overcommit themselves to having to satisfy her. You'll see him there for a long time because no matter how long and how hard he works, he's not doing it for her. And on top of her is another one. Doesn't look like a rat, but it's something else. And it shows that whatever is trying to satisfy him, it's standing behind him. You can see where it is trying to satisfy him, all up to the point of talking to him in his ear. And that still doesn't work for him. Out here on the pallet and the plyboard laying up against the fence there, on the plyboard, there will be a little movie scene being played out right there, also of some people who are having sexual relations. And he's committed himself to trying to please her, and he's struggling to do so. Next to the pallet there, on the ground, you see a little figure there. It's a man. He's a little short man. He has long black hair, and he has the lady's feet up on his shoulder and his head underneath her dress. While she lays there, bored, she throws her head back and puts her hand on her head because he's not doing it for her. Back in the way far back where you see all the colors flashing and everything, that'll be another scene being played out. The whole thing is sexual, but this is a life lesson that needs to be addressed, and that is why it is being presented in this manner where it's fairly decent, but you'll get the message. So thank you for coming to my channel. I ask if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, and haven't been getting any subscribers, so I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel. This video is speaking of you trying to juggle too many things in your life, making poor choices because you are under pressure, and maybe getting yourself into more of a mess than you need to, and facing difficulties in balancing your love life. A warning that you are overcommitted and at times struggling. A reminder to focus on what's important in your life. A sign of feeling off balance, overwhelmed, and as a result is leading to you not being able to make well-calculated decisions, which serve as a warning that things may be getting out of control. You're being encouraged to take a moment and rearrange your priorities to the best of your situation. Perhaps you've been juggling too many things at once. There's a need to take care of yourself first. If you are struggling to manage your time, activities, and commitment, you will have trouble managing family. All work and no play is a recipe for burnout. When you spread yourself too thin, instead of looking outside yourself for your happiness, you should search within It's a reminder that too much of a good thing can lead to imbalance, representing broken dreams and empty promises, and feeling rejected, and having trouble in paradise as you seek worldly pleasures to supplement the love you are being denied or denying yourself, because you found out that what you thought you wanted isn't what you wanted after all. You're displeased and unhappy about the way your life turned out. Unfulfilled wishes and lack of achievement represents disappointment and dissatisfaction. It can be a sign that you will soon feel the full satisfaction in your life after having felt like something is missing deep inside of you that had you feeling unfulfilled and lacking in your life, and issues and insecurities in your relationship are beginning to surface. A good omen for your love life. A time when you and your partner are finally removing the external barriers that has held you back, and you find yourself ready to move forward in a positive way when it comes to love. A sign of lightening up and learning to let go. You were trying to hold back to too many things. Material things and money won't make you happy. So act spontaneously and naturally in your dating. Let go of fear and resentment. As you let go of material possessions, start to connect more with your loved ones. You probably acted without giving yourself time to think. The energy has been released. A temporary pressure situation, obstacle, delays, and disagreement that are still surmountable but requires outside help in order to experience improvement in your love affairs. After a time of allowing the love for money to turn to greed, and you started to second guess your priorities, having lots of choices and options from multiple possibilities open up to you. When you daydream your way into a future options that you have in front of you, you can feel overwhelmed. You're being asked to make the impossible possible rather than admire them. Create your fantasies of having options instead of just wishing for them. Put those daydreams to better use. Some people waste years just wishing, I wish I would win the lottery. They think of all the things they would do. This sort of thinking is an avoidance mechanism for taking responsibilities for your life. When what you desire is disconnected from the ability, confusing decisions, wishing, thinking, and temptations due to lack of immorality. You're being asked to examine your feelings. Where are you tricking yourself into thinking you're progressing, when you are really just going in circles? Significant decisions will have to be made in the coming years. Get your head out of the clouds and choose your right direction and trust your instincts. Avoid the shiny objects where you keep discovering the next best thing but failing to follow through. You have what it takes to achieve your and overcome these difficulties. You will need to work on developing independence and develop self-confidence so that you can better express yourself. When you lose confidence on who you are and what it is you want to do, you end up wasting time pursuing meaningless pursuits and ending up in a position where you have little power to affect your behavior. It's possible you may be trying to force issues or a situation instead of allowing things to unfold naturally. Or you are aren't pursuing things at all. Either way, keep going, keep doing your best, and have faith in yourself. Remember that at your core, your true strength is always there and available and accessible, waiting for you to tap in. Let go, surrender. That doesn't always imply a negative. You have many challenges before you. Be sure, be more than ready to face them. Love is the key to being fearless and brave. Love of life, love of self, and love of others. Three key words: bravery, self-assurance, and love. Remember, you all by yourself is enough. If your endeavor is love relationship and you have become overly sensitive and needlessly insecure about your relationship and experiencing blocked communication or emotional intimacy, it can bring out some negative traits due to childhood issues, broken dreams, seduction, sexual activity, and envy. There are numerous reasons why this video is an example of how it all plays out, and those around you have been tolerant of the behavior and self-indulgent feelings. In lies a warning to allow yourself to dream, but that you must remain grounded in reality. Knowing the difference between dreams and wishful thinking and living in the virtual world daydreaming, trying to escape reality. You can play and dream, but you have to keep it realistic. You have to know your limitations. Everything has a price that has to be paid one way or another. Disappointment in love, shattered dreams, heartbreak, the list goes on, and brings news that is going to cause emotional upset and or pain, leaving you feeling sad, and brings others down due to your insecurities and frustrations. You are in a place in your life where you are asking yourself, what do you have to lose here? Keep your chin up. Sometimes relationships, creativity, and emotions may go off in different directions than you anticipated, but you always have the chance to meet the situation head on. Take yourself back to happy memories from your past, whether as a child, a teen, or your adult. Focus on the past, a refreshing openness and innocence and willingness to learn, our optimism that things will get better as we advance. You will experience nostalgia and feeling warm and fuzzy about the past, a childlike innocence of fondness for the past. You are reminded to cherish the important figures in your life who has stood by you in your times of need. You're encouraged to bring more of this into your lives and to focus on what really matters and to leave the past behind. Our memories can be a treasure trove of joy and valuable lessons. And in love situations, your lover may make you feel as if you have known them all your life. Vivid and prominent childhood memories, reminders of happy times, sexually and nostalgic, and feelings of thankfulness when you look back. A reminder that you are your own teacher. All the wisdom you seek comes from within, not from the external. If you are feeling contradicted or constrained, this would be the moment to stop seeking so much outside validation and input. In love, it speaks to the unconventionality you may have in relationships, indicating that you bring an unnecessary episode of rebellion against traditional, long held beliefs and ideas, indicating that you are being misled by someone. You really are your own mentor. You can find all the enlightenment you need inside yourself, and it's high time you break all those outdated beliefs, especially when you're tired of the traditional way of doing things that has you feeling smothered by society rules, values, and conventions. Even if it means changing religions, you are your own instructor. All the wisdom you seek is within you. Sometimes the unorthodox approach should be taken. It isn't a bad thing. Reject convention. Pave your own way. Facing challenging decisions, but unclear about which options to take. Both there, the need to keep your relationship balanced, but you're struggling internally. There's a decision needed to be made, whispering that you must move in one direction or another, that has you feeling nervous and unconcerned, either having to choose between two potential partners or having to decide on ending your worries altogether. To balance the forces, making peace with the feeling of being in between. This is speaking of the barriers we put up between ourselves and others, and those we create within ourselves internally. But there may be too many unknowns to take action at this point. A battle that's difficult to overcome. Pooling your experiences and skills together with a large group of accomplished shared goals can not only gift us with opportunity to learn from one another, it also allows for the blending of energies to create something. It stands for teamwork, planning, and competence, and highlights your unique skills as they relate to wider groups. You can expect good things to happen in any relationship. You're experiencing training that's demonstrating the process of inspiration and the satisfaction derived from work. A time where you are learning more about your partner or potential lover to create something tangible through collaboration and mastery to create new beginnings that represents a coming together or a union that is both beneficial and necessary. Alone, you can carry many times your body weight, but together, they can do so much more.